Hello, hello. How are you? Very cloudy, gray day here where I am in Calgary. Um, we're expecting snow in the next day or so. Our first snow of the fall. Are we even in fall yet? So the title of what I wrote today is Higher Self versus Human Self, and I'm feeling a lot of that right now. I'm feeling the divine that has this perfect little picture of where it wants us all to be, but it's driving from above with a higher perspective and a plan that's going to get us all through this. But a lot of it has no respect for the human experience, is what I'm going to say. And some people may say that this is, I don't know, hearsay or heresy or whatever to question the divine plan. But I had to get really frustrated last night. Um, I do a lot of fucking work for the collective, for myself, every single day, and it's been relentless. And I know a lot of other people are as well, but I know there's a good massive percentage of humanity that doesn't give a flying fuck right now. They're just along for the ride. They're getting woken up and broken up, but still hanging on for dear life for the old human ways. But some of us are setting examples for a newer divine path, a new lightness, a new whatever. And yes, we came to be of service, and we came to be a conduit for that divine knowledge. But I really see the way that this is carried on and the way this is extended out, and it just always constantly seems to be shifting further out. I see people all the time talking about how it's done and how we're clear and we're moving up and all this kind of stuff. And then there always seems to be some delay. And I got last night that that was my ego talking and kind of like reprimanding me for my frustration, and I lost it. There's not a hell of a lot of ego left in me, but there's a human here. And we came to be an avatar, and we can call it all an illusion and all this kind of stuff, but we're here cleaning up the darkest shit that's ever been developed. Everybody admits it, and it's the lowest density, and it's the first time a planet's ascended, and all this kind of stuff. And I'm not really seeing the respect for the people that are doing the divine deep work, and it's soul wrenching and it's hard and it makes you feel like you want to die some days, and trying to pull this stuff through and to see it in reality is not a small fucking thing. We as humans that have come to do this divine work, to pull it through, to guide by example, etc., I do not think have been respected at all by the plan. We have these dark forces and dense forces and all this kind of stuff targeting us relentlessly, trying to get us to stop, trying to doubt ourselves, trying to prove that we're wrong, and so that they can steal the game out from underneath us. And yes, we have a higher self that came with a plan, and the higher self is aligned with God and the universe and all this kind of stuff. But who's watching out for the human? Who's watching out for the soul that sits in pain every night? His body is trying to be attacked, and just aches and pains and shocks and electric jabs, and the ascension process and the crystalline process and being exhausted and all this kind of shit. Some will say that's what we came here to do. And yeah, the rewards in the end. But eventually you get to the point where you're just jaded and frustrated. And I honor that part of me. There's a human body that goes to sleep every night, goes to the etheric, and wakes up every 2 hours and gets not really a good sleep and has to sit in it and then live every day, um, trying to ground these energies and feeling like fucking torn and twisted and burned and whatever thing is going on, and our guidance is gone, and everything's just kind of like we're in no man's land, we're figuring out as we go. Who watches out for the human? And it's like, oh yeah, the human is impermanent, the human is just the vessel. Well, the higher self wants to take over this vessel and to have this experience and to get to where we are and all this kind of stuff. The vessel got pretty beaten up, and I'm standing up for that part of us as human beings. Yes, where our higher self is going to come through us and go forward, but we got to be the humans that lived in the human experience, an experience of hell and struggle and debt and divorces and rapes and tortures and just disgustingness. And then we're asked, now that we're in our higher selves and our higher awareness, to just love it and let it all go without any grief or without any understanding or closure or whatever. And yes, from the divine perspective, yeah, it's that easy. But from the soul that's living it and the soul that has tried so much to feel love and experience love at a human level and to have relationship and all this kind of stuff and just be tortured and burned all the way along because no one wanted me to be happy in the darkness or wanted me to stop or whatever. It's a real thing. A lot of people say, oh, that's a creation of your own. You don't fucking have the slightest idea what I came here to take on and what I've lived through and the amount I try to manifest and the amount I try to carry things through. I had a personal fucking team allotted to me from the darkness that was like 83 levels of demons. And I've had them removed and they come back and they all think they own the show and other stuff. And this may scare people. This may make people feel uncomfortable. I don't give a shit. I'm speaking about my experience. But I had every device, every possibility, everything arrayed against me to try and make me stop. And only people that have had this will understand what it feels like to just be demented to the point where you want to just kill yourself or die because some dark entity, some demon, some malevolent, some part of God wanted to guarantee my purpose wasn't fulfilled. And that's okay. I'm speaking of it just to tell you what I've been through and where I stand now. And all I want in my life is very small. It's not much. I don't want tons of gold and tons of whatever. I want a beloved. I want human physicality and experience and pleasure and to be free of all the attachments, all the withholding that's been going on. So to sit here and give up all that was my human is not the purpose. The purpose of coming here is to be able to hold on to the avatar so that we can feed higher vibration into the low density to help people wake up. And that's what I'm here to do. And I do it every day. But that in service has been lost in the process to the higher divine. I am separate from God and I'm expected to be part of God or whatever, but the essence of a Paul hand reader has something to offer into all this. It's not give up my vessel because the higher realm knows what's better. No, I'm here to live my vessel, live the excitement, live the possibility after how this is the journey. It's a battle, and I hate to call it a battle, but it's like the higher self doesn't know the human experience, the human emotion, the human of self-love, and then to just give that away and say, okay, I'm being a walk-in now, and I'm letting God's higher plan come through me. I have a choice in this. I'm a part of God. That part didn't fail. That part has succeeded massively. And this part requires some respect. And if that's holding up the plan and that's holding up the other things or whatever, then I can't see a place, a time, a divine where we just got to give up all we built. And yes, I want to give up the stuff that no longer serves, but the higher self has to start to have some understanding of what we've been through. And the people that are going to really show the way are not the walk-ins that just happen to have a body with high enough vibration to let some angel come in. They have to understand that we've ascended, we've mastered ourselves, we've went through all this, and the perspective, the options, the awareness we offer needs to be known and allowed. And maybe that's against the plan. Everybody says it's all perfect, but it's just so silly to me to have gone through all of this and then not to carry it forward, not to be able to have the love, the light, the things that didn't show up. Now that we know the balance, we know the difference, and it's time. So I love you all. This maybe sounds weird or in discordance to valid spiritual practice, but I'm tired and I'm frustrated and I'm a human here and I'm allowed to have a choice. And I want to carry that through. I want to carry the mastery that I've done through and have my needs, my creation, my wants, my desires allowed, because I feel I gave those up and I want to regain them because I'm worthy. I'm a human being that has done a lot of work, and I'm ready to rise up and do something more without having to give up myself. And that may sound weird because part of me is my higher self and part of me is a human, but both parts have respect for each other. So anyways, I love you. Thank you for listening. Have a good day.